Card winter is over for me. Card winter is over. Saturday going to Dallas. Then we got the trade night. Then
Ty, you say you say like the trade night, like it's just like you, me, and Lou hanging out like a your room. All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Card Talk. I'm Ryan, joined as always by Tyler and Lou. Today's episode, we have a lot to get into. We're gonna do some play of the week, some Facebook questions, talk about a couple different things, but I think we're gonna start with the usual. Start with what's on your mind. And Lou, I know you're fired up. You're ready for today's episode, so we'll start with you. What's on your mind?
Thank you. Hello. Hope you're well, Ryan. Hello, Tyler. The one thing I wanted to bring up was the CardLadder verified sales tool they're rolling out. I think it's really, really cool. It's an added layer of like human review, which I'm a big fan of because ultimately you can build as many tools as you want. Nothing's going to beat a human looking at these sales and saying this is some sketchy activity. So they first rolled it out with this Mahomes. I think they were saying there's like some sort of shilling happening. The non-shilled sales are ending around 6,000. The shilled sales are ending around 75. They were able to point that out and kind of get the word out to the hobby, right? Like I think ultimately you can't stop people from making bad decisions if they're not paying attention, but all like them getting it out to the world as much as they can, it getting highlighted by Slav stocks and others, I think helps a lot. And it's a really good tool, really cool. So I just wanted to make sure I pointed that out.
Yeah, I agree. That's like you said, they can't stop everybody from not looking into it, but as many people as they can get it in front of that's good for the hobby. I mean, that there's always been speculation in the past that kind of stuff has happened, that people run up cards, they move them, they move on, and so it's
there's a few cards that are always heavily messed with. That being the Mahomes being one of them, and it's good that we're able to track it a little bit now.
Yeah, agreed. Ty, what's on your mind?
Card winter is over for me. Card winter is over. Saturday going to Dallas. Then we got the trade night. Then
Ty, you say you say like the trade night, like it's just like you, me, and Lou hanging out like a like your room.
It is, yeah. I mean, like if nothing else, me, you, and Lou are going to be hanging out. It's going to be great. There might be a fourth person there, like Jay.
I'm way more excited than like that.
It's gonna be great. But in case it's not great, it's still going to be the trade night with the boys.
With
so
maybe something else special happening before.
But you're not wrong. Yeah, that actually is going to be a fun day. No, but I'm trying to think. I'm trying to get into my whole travel to Dallas mode. It's Andy K's birthday the night before. I got a 5 a.m. flight Saturday morning. So I'm going to really struggle on into that conference convention center. But then I'm just going to come in hot and attack. But I don't have a table. So my approach has got to be a little bit different. I'm on more of the Ryan Johnson walk around, grind it out, 12-hour day type of session.
That'll really tell you a lot about yourself.
I'm ready to go.
Like 5 a.m. from a busy night before, early flight, right? You're going to come in maybe a little rested from the plane, but definitely a little,
coffeeed up for sure.
Drowsy from the previous day, and with no table, and you got to go up to people and make deals. Like you're going to learn what kind of dealer you are Saturday.
It sounds like a challenge.
Well, that was like a real hype up speech.
Yeah.
And just we're going to find out a lot about
I'm here for it. We got Jay. Jay's going to be on the camera. We're going to be cooking it up. I'm going to be out there making plays.
We need
that. Be there. And then we got a week in AC coming up. There's something else I'm forgetting. I can't go to the Mint Collective, which I'm upset about. I actually did want to go to that, partially because I also wanted to go to Vegas. And then footy is just the sports on fire. World Cup is coming up. Champions League. Vintage soccer's hot. So I'm going to be on the lookout. So that's what's on my mind.
Yeah, some guy in the YouTube comments yelled at me last week about vintage soccer. You saw that?
I did. That was good.
Somebody
shout out to the YouTube comment section.
He was like, you gotta grind, right? It was
YouTube comment section. We posted Kids Trade Night. We had that a couple weeks ago. Posted the vlog from Kids Trade Night on YouTube, and somebody commented on there because I wore Mahomes jersey to Trade Night, and some dude's like, Burrow or Mahomes, which one is it? Figure it out. Like, guys,
listen.
it's not that serious. Like, There's
You
way
even-
bigger problems in the world than somebody's jersey I'm wearing in a video. Like, oh my goodness, guys.
Were you wearing
Smile.
Mahomes, bro?
What?
You were wearing Mahomes?
Absolutely. I got Lawrence. I got Mahomes. I got Burrow. I got Gronk.
Flavor
Teddy
of the week. You
Bridgewater.
put it on. Whatever's
Yeah,
the hottest in the world, that's what you put on. That makes
Just pick
sense.
one.
Yeah, not a Mac Jones jersey to be found.
We're
Listen.
getting it. And I'm gonna start buying all these different QBs. I can't buy the Bills. I can't buy the Dolphins. I can't buy the Jets.
Whoa,
Probably not the Steelers.
whoa.
Probably not the
Well-
Colts. Other than that, we're buying them. We're just starting buying jerseys. Just-
Colts.
What about
Yeah, I
my
got
guy, Drew Aller,
Who?
Penn State recruit?
Brother. We ain't worry about no Penn State recruit.
Come on, he's going with a Heisman. Watch out.
Yeah, brother. You also said that Noah
All
Cain
right,
was
all
Noah
right,
Cain to win the
all
Heisman. I think
right,
he transferred.
all right. Guess what?
Didn't you pick Noah Cain to win the Heisman?
How does it feel that Joe Burrow left your school?
He graduated from Ohio State just like I did. And we both went to the Super Bowl just like I did. We have a lot in common.
What?
Joe Burrow and I both went to the Super Bowl, and Joe Burrow and I both graduated from Ohio State. That's a lot in
No,
common.
he willingly left that school, bro.
No, he transferred after
No.
he
He
graduated.
said,
That's
"I
very
don't want to
different.
win games with this program."
That's
You're
not what he said.
delusional. You're delusional.
Who, me or Ty?
Not Tyler.
On to the next.
Shit. All right. Well, that was 10 minutes of what's on Ty's mind.
Yep.
We're 148 days away from the National. I feel like we
Mm.
got to remind the people.
Someone did mention, and Jay, I kind of put this on you, Courtney. It may actually be on you. Someone made a comment like the countdown really starts at 137 days, and that needs to be a real moment in time for us. Don't let it get 136 days. I'll be super sad. Super sad.
You guys should probably put that on your calendar.
By the way, that was a very honest moment from Tyler. He's going to be really
Very
disappointed
sad.
if there's not
Very
something at 137.
Because we're at what, 148 now?
Yeah, 11 days.
So 11 days. That's next week. You know when that is, Ty?
What's that?
That's New York week.
Is that?
Yeah, it's next
11
weekend.
days? No, it's
Is
Saturday.
it possible
it's
it's
Saturday.
March 10th? Oh,
No, it's 2
No,
days after.
I thought it was. It's 2 days after.
2 days after.
Yeah.
that's devastating.
So like Ty mentioned earlier, we will be in New York next week. Bleecker Trading, Thursday, March 10th, 7 to 10 p.m. Tyler mentioned we're going to hang out, wheel and deal, hopefully have some cool stuff to give away, working on that. I know Ty and Jay and the rest of the guys are working on some merch and some stuff like that to have there. So it should be a fun time. So if you're in the area, make sure you guys come out again, 7 to 10 at Bleecker.
Yep.
Jay said, "Made in New York pizza is going to be in the house at Bleecker."
Shout out Aton.
I love it.
But one thing I do want to say, we joke about like the national countdown. I'm just going to put this out there. If you have not booked a hotel or Airbnb for the national, you are behind. You are behind. 100% you're behind.
Lou, did you make a play on that?
Come on, bro.
You made a play. Lou made
Yes.
a
I
play.
gotta play.
Lou probably booked his in August.
Yeah, Lou's
I got
dialed.
enough rooms for the whole squad.
Lou's dialed in. Come on. At the Bellagio.
But seriously, like rooms are expensive. They're selling out quickly. A lot of the hotels that are like really, really close are sold out. If you haven't booked it,
You're going to be staying in Point Pleasant if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, you should really like. I know it's like, wow, it's not till July. It's literally gonna be here before you know it, and you're gonna be staying 40 minutes away, or in a spot you don't want to be staying. Look at those, book them.
Yeah, there's
They're
some
going
interesting
to go
spots
quick.
around AC too.
Yeah.
It can get really interesting really fast. So
Don't
be careful.
fall for the old 1-2 Airbnb photo.
When I was in
Lighting.
Atlantic City last time, and the day after we left, so it was like that Monday, somebody was shot and killed outside of a hotel in Atlantic City, like not far from where we were. So it's like there's some spots, so you got to be super careful and book the good ones now.
All right.
Borgata.
All right, let's. Are we just going straight to Facebook questions?
Yeah, let's get right into it.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. All right, so this is from Alexander Le Ribator, I believe. What are your thoughts on the hyped TCG / Flesh and Blood? I don't know what that is.
It's a new trading card game.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's been out for a couple of years. I don't know a ton about it. I know that it is very hyped. That is what I know about it, which makes me not interested off the rip. Just gonna be honest.
It doesn't speak to me in any way.
Yeah.
Doesn't speak to me in any way. Is it interesting? Sure, but there's a million ways that you can, I guess, find arbitrage in different cards. Doesn't interest me. Haven't paid attention. I'm more Pokemon. Pokemon had a big day last week. Pokemon feels quiet, right where we want it to be.
Yeah.
Time for some first edition
Don't know
scoop
anything about
ups.
it. No. Pass. Frank Chris Giblin says, coming to Dallas this weekend. I will be there. Tyler
You get
will
in
be there.
Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday night.
You're set your table or no?
No. I hate
So you're just
setting up.
walking around Friday.
Yeah, Thursday night, Friday.
Thursday night lobby session, make a play here or there.
Yeah, and then some Saturday morning.
Maybe there'll be a fight or two in the lobby.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, everybody be good.
And then a couple fries at the spot. Maybe they got a good pizza. They do a good flatbread over there.
What?
They do a good flatbread over
They
there
do a good flatbread in the lobby.
in the lobby.
Oh.
You don't
yeah,
eat fries, so you wouldn't know. But
yeah.
they make
I
a good
don't.
flatbread there.
We're zoned
And-
in.
And then Friday is a grind day. Friday
day.
night,
12-hour
are you
day.
going to Canes?
No, we have Canes here.
God, it's not that cool for you. Okay. What are you looking for in Dallas?
Value boxes. Making plays.
You're just looking to grind value boxes.
Grind it out. Yeah.
I went to a show this weekend for like 2 hours in New Jersey.
How
What was
it?
the show?
It was in Secaucus. It was I guess I got there. It sounds like I got there like after the rush of people. Because when I got there was probably like 40 people.
What time did you get there?
Like 2:00.
2:00 for a card show, brother? Shows run from like 8 to 11.
The show was from 9 to 5. I was doing stuff. What do you want me to do?
Brother, shows run from like 8 to 5. Or like
Yeah.
8 to 11, maybe 8 to noon.
Okay, but you say that, but the show was open from 9 to 5, and I was busy in the morning, so I was doing stuff. I'm trying to like move. Don't get on my back, bro.
He's got to move, bro.
I'm just saying, like, you're like, oh, wow, there's... Because
You're like, the show wasn't proper, and you're like,
Yeah.
you didn't show up
I'm
at the
not
proper
saying the
time.
show wasn't proper. I'm saying it was kind of dead when I got there. That's all I'm saying.
I heard there's also a Philly show the same weekend as the Dallas show.
Yes.
You going
Valley
there?
Forge. 50-50.
Is that far from you?
It's like 2 and change.
Have you heard Juice about the Valley Forge show?
I've been to it before.
People love that
Good.
show.
Yeah,
It's a big
really
room.
it's a really popular show.
Big room.
Yeah, it's really popular. They have some cool autograph guests. I know Beckett in the past used to do RCR there. It's a pretty popular show.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, so in one of our chats, Ty, someone said something about how like there's too many big shows at one time now, so it's like the crowds get split up.
I heard Atlanta was lit.
Yeah,
I heard that as well.
Kind of sad we missed that one.
I know. Yep, I heard good things about that show.
They had a little hoop 22. They did it proper.
I was gonna say, Ty, you got to get in the
I
in the
know.
3-on-3.
I was upset about it.
cruise. Cruise set up.
Cruise
Such is
setup.
life.
All right, Jay. Next question is from Smallville Sports Cards. It says, since the countdown clock is now active for the National, when do each of you start to prepare? Is it right now or here in a couple months? Love the show, guys. Keep making plays.
For
When
me,
you say
it's now.
prepare. Define prepare.
Know where I'm setting up.
I knew that
No.
last year.
Know who's going. Where we're staying. That's what I got.
What about inventory? Well, you're always on. I'm in inventory mode.
No, not 6 months out.
Trying to beef things up. I opened the show. Card winter's over for me. Omicron's coming back down. We're back in the mix.
We are back in the mix.
I'm preparing. I'm going
Will-
to Dallas to come home with more cards, make some plays, hockey, footy, maybe a little golf.
Good.
Yeah.
Will the three of us be at a card show together before the National?
Yeah, Bleecker Trade Night, March 10th, 7th, 10 p.m., New York City.
That's a trade night. I said a card show.
No.
Might be kind of trade night car show.
Okay.
Card trade.
All right. Have you guys started preparing at all?
I just said, yeah, I have. We just discussed that.
Right. No, you said you're about to start. You said you haven't now. You said car winter's over. You actually haven't.
It starts today with this show.
Run that back.
Just want the checklist for Panini Prism Premier League. It's the only thing I want. I need some Alonga rookies, and they won't put it out. So yes, I've started preparing.
Okay.
I have not been preparing at all.
Samuel Reiser says, thoughts on FIFA banning Russia?
Thoughts on FIFA banning Russia? Good on them. Proper thing to do.
It's a wild world out there, boys and girls. It's a wild, wild world.
Yeah, agreed.
Not a whole lot to say about that other than that is the right thing to do.
Yep. All right. Shawhey says, I talked about Jay's plays a couple weeks ago, and well, that wasn't well received. I have a couple of ideas for you all. Ty's buys, plays that Ty think is a move. Lou's poos, trends or ideas that Lou think is not going to do well. And then Rise guys, players that Ryan thinks should get more spotlight or should be avoided. Can be
all
good or
bad. All right. Let's do this. Let's do a run.
So I just got to shit on something? That's what I have to do?
Yeah.
All right, give me a second.
So I'm great not going to do well.
Tawny, Michael Porter Jr. Like,
who's about to be back?
My headphones just fell off. I was so excited. Michael Porter Jr. Wait a second. Pause. Are you back on the? You can't be back on the train. You have to be careful.
Card winter's over.
Ty, this doesn't end well.
It might end great though.
I saw something.
Probably not.
Jokic wants one thing. That ring.
MPJ's not going to help him get it.
Yeah, MPJ's not going to do it, brother. He's going to be sitting on the sidelines watching.
Not when he's back. Jamal Murray's back. Like
when is
Jamal
Murray coming back?
In a couple weeks. Baby, he's back. Yeah.
Back again.
Is this Lou's Poos right now?
No.
Are you poo-pooing?
No, you do Ty's buys, and then I'll do Lou's Poos.
All right, Ty's buys. Actually, if I'm going here right now, it's plays that I've been saying since the start of this show. It's been card winter for sure, but the boys are back.
I mean,
Felix and Sancho.
What's going on with those guys?
They're both trending up. Felix is getting into form. He was a all-time record signing. Atletico Madrid. They've got a huge game, 2 weeks at Manchester for the second leg of the Champions League. He's been getting back into the mix. Portugal's got the play in for the World Cup. They might have to play Italy, but they do have a squad, and he's still so young and a beast. Sancho, I've been pretty down on that man. He plays for my squad, Manchester United, but he's coming back into form. Just won Player of the Month in the Premier League, and he's a stud. And culturally, he's a different cat too. Those are Ty's buys. My 2 cards that are on my desk that I'm currently buying.
Lou's Poos.
Yeah, this is really hard because I'm actually just like into things right now. I'm not really against a lot of things at the moment. Lou's Poos. I mean, this is tough. All right, I think I'll say, I think a lot of people are going to be buying Joe Burrow in the next few months. Ryan Johnson is one of them. I think everyone needs to just chill out a little bit on the Joe Burrow thing. I know we talked about it a little bit. I'll go back to it. Everyone just needs to calm down. Not saying I'm not poo-pooing him necessarily, but in the segment Lou's Poos, I have to find things I don't like. So Lou is currently pooing Joe Burrow.
I actually don't disagree with you a whole lot on that. Joe Burrow stuff is definitely, it's dropped tremendously from pre-Super Bowl. It's way, way down.
Yes.
But yeah, the AFC, we've talked about it before. The AFC is going to be tough to come out of for the next couple of years, especially when Aaron Rodgers ends up in Tennessee or Denver, and he's got to come out of that'll add even more to Allen, Lou's guy, Mahomes, Lamar. There's a lot of talent there.
Josh Allen is the boy of them all.
He's a stud.
Except for Zach Wilson.
Yeah, right. Right.
Easy, right?
I wouldn't say a word about Zach because like the Jets are bad, but just something to watch out for.
You know who also? Ties, buys. Star J.
Olajuwon.
Barrett.
Yes, dude. I love RJ Barrett. He's awesome.
Star J. Barrett.
So
Rise, guys.
So I'm going to do something. I'm going to take this a little different, right?
Can you say rise, guys? Like Lou is.
Yeah, sure. This is rise, guys. Okay. I made a YouTube video a couple weeks ago about value box plays. People that you might not be thinking about to look out for in the value boxes for a couple different reasons. Pre-Super Bowl, this was like Bengals, guys like Logan Wilson, Jesse Bates, guys that didn't have as many cards. And then we talked about there's a drip insert from Prestige and Aaron Rodgers second year tops Chrome. So I'm going to try to do a little bit more of those because I think this is a good segment about like, hey, value boxes are the move. I know we're going to talk a lot about value boxes in Play of the Week this week. So I'm going to try to do a little bit more of that, try to give people a little inside look at like who to be looking for in value boxes because I think that's a real potential. But in terms of like guys I would like that should get more spotlight in the hobby, Connor McDavid. Like the best. Like I watch Connor McDavid. I'm like, this dude's unreal. He's so good. He's likely going to win his third MVP trophy. Like, I get it. If you don't like hockey, it's not your thing. Don't buy it. Like Connor McDavid is like far and away the best hockey player. And it's not even close. He's like what, 25, 26 years old. He's about to win his third MVP. Like dude, I mean, star. So McDavid would definitely be one of my guys. That's what I got.
I've been watching a lot of hockey. I watched Austin Matthews last night. He's awesome.
I got to
nasty too.
They came to Columbus the 22nd for Reg's birthday, and we went to the game. And they're good. They're like he's good. They're good. Like they got a lot of talent on the team. Jackets won in overtime, but they're the Maple Leafs are good.
The thing about hockey that it has over other sports is like, this is going to sound really stupid to someone if you like already watch hockey, but like the skating ability, the differences between like the best guys on skates versus like the other guys on skates is so crazy. And the way Austin Matthews just like gets around the ice is unbelievable to me.
Yep.
Dude's awesome.
So what I'm looking up is I agree about McDavid. Ovechkin, like Ovechkin is a shot at being the all-time goal scorer.
Yeah, I think he'll do it. He's just 3 or 4 years away.
Which is crazy.
Bryce,
I don't think he gets enough love.
I didn't see that right.
Crosby likely too. What were you taking? Selfies, mid-show?
Yeah.
No, tagging IG on the story. So the next question's from
Rise Buys.
Yeah, Rise Buys.
Rise guys.
Talking Facebook. The next question's from Matt K. And he says, when is Ryan going to create create a Cleveland card show? So we're about almost 3 hours, 2.5 hours away from Cleveland. So definitely never, ever going to do that.
The Columbus card show.
Yeah, but Columbus card show, give me a couple months.
Oh, baby.
Whoa.
That'd be a deal. I mean,
it's kind of a big deal. If you're throwing a card show, it's a big deal, right?
Would you come?
Would I
Absolutely, I would come.
Then I got
I think you're underestimating like how big of a deal it is that you're saying you're putting on a card show.
I would put you like I would like book you one of the like you guys, front table.
Oh, thank you so much, Ryan. That's so kind.
Yes.
I mean, never mind, Lou, back corner.
What do you mean?
I said some like passive aggressive tone there.
You're confused.
Wait, so when's the card show?
I haven't. No, guys, these things take. Like, do you know how much work? So shout out to Prism God. That's who runs Culture Collision in Atlanta.
Yeah, legend.
Like we've had conversations. Like I'll be honest, we've had conversations about it. there's so many things that go into it. Like we have a logo for a show. Like there's a lot of things like we've done the work on over the last 6 to 12 months. It's like there's so much work that goes into it. Like websites and logos and advertising and tables and dealers and badges and autograph signers and sponsors and space and security and insurance and attendees and like it's a ton of work. So again, shout out to Prism God for putting on one of the best card shows in America after running it twice. It's like I don't have the time currently with like the travel schedule and stuff like that. I would want to be involved in it. And with, I think I'm on the road 8 of the next 10 weekends. So I don't currently have the time, but it's one of those things I would love to run one. I think it would be cool. I think Columbus really needs one. Like I think Columbus would really benefit from they host the Arnold in the convention center. It's bigger than the National. So the National could come to Columbus. The convention center in the National or in Columbus has like 325,000 continuous square feet. My understanding is that the National requires 500,000 to host it. So I believe that's why it's not currently being held in Columbus. Once Cleveland closed and then reopened. So yeah, maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
One day soon?
What's soon?
The calendar year?
It would be really hard.
An announcement in the next 3 months for something in the calendar year from the date of the announcement?
No.
Interesting. I feel like Tiger Woods cards are not priced as they should be.
You think he's too high or too low?
Too low for his real stuff.
Tom, what ended up happening with Phil?
I couldn't even. I've asked the question 4 times and I haven't dug in enough.
It sounds like he was just talking about this new league that's popping out of the cloud or something like that. Yeah. There's like some Saudi league or something.
So I know about the Saudi league. I just don't know if he.
So apparently, from what I saw, he was like talking about how great that one's going to be and how the PGA Tour, like he doesn't have to worry about sponsors anymore, basically, or something like that.
In a recently published interview in which the 6-time major winner described the Saudi regime as scary MFers and brushed aside known human rights violations, including the murder of journalist Jamal. So I guess he went there. I think he just got a little money hungry.
As he does.
Because what's happening is Saudi's coming in. They're saying we're going to do the Saudi Golf League. We're just going to give you so much money and turn it into like an F1, show, Liberty Media type thing. With these prize purses, the amount of money that can come in and boom. And some guys were into it. And I think Phil's been pretty outspoken about with things like Top Shot and golf and how none of the golfers get compensated. The top golfers get compensated as they should. And so I think he was kind of pro Saudi league and probably like was poked a little bit in terms of, what do you think about them, the Saudi in general? And he probably, I don't know. That's my take.
Next question's a really good one I want to get into. We've talked about this a little bit before. We had this conversation years ago. I remember having this talk. But Mason Hyde says, hey guys, just want to hear your opinion. I've recently got into buying Topps Chrome refractors of all-time great wide receivers and running backs. Guys like Calvin Johnson, Peterson, Larry Fitzgerald seem way too cheap. For example, Jordan Love outsells Calvin Johnson in comparable cards. Do you see the wide receiver and running back possibly having a breakthrough at some point? Thanks, guys. Love the show.
So I think they have to be all-time guys, and they have to be specific types. Like those 3, I wouldn't consider to be guys that I would buy. I would consider Randy Moss, Terrell Owens.
That is blasphemy.
Yeah, I was going to say,
blasphemy. I think those are top 5 wide receivers all time.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just talking about in terms of card value. I don't disagree with what you're saying.
So would you only buy in the number 1 guy?
No, I'm talking about personality. Like that is what I think that has more of an interest level in cards as opposed. I'm not saying they're better. I don't think that.
Sure. Okay.
I mean, those 3 guys aren't as interesting. Yeah, you jumped on my throat a little bit there.
I think Larry Fleets is pretty out there. Meaning in the mix culturally.
Maybe more now. Yeah, I saw he was on like some broadcast stuff like that. Maybe a little bit more now. It's possible.
So I got into cards in 2006. So Peterson and Calvin, Lynch, Joe Thomas, like that was like
Joe
you know,
Thomas.
the year after. I mean, Joe Thomas is the best Browns player I ever got to watch.
I get it. I get it. It's
So like I like those
unfortunate.
guys. Peterson's an all-time guy. He's not a great person, so that kind of like deters some of his collectability. But like I think the big thing is like, do I see running backs now blowing up and being on the same level as quarterbacks? The guys like, Najee Harris and Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. Will those guys ever be on the same level as Joe Burrow and Josh Allen? No, it's never going to happen. I think the conversation between Jordan Love and guys like Calvin Johnson, that's not a 6-month play out. That's a 15-year play out, right? Because I think the thing that, again, we talk about this all the time. I'm not the biggest Tua fan. I'm not the biggest Hurts fan. Like, we get so caught up in like prospecting guys. When's the last time you had multiple QBs go into the Hall of Fame from the same draft class?
I don't know.
04 probably. Big Ben, Eli, Rivers. You would assume 2 of those guys are getting in, maybe Rivers, right? So it doesn't happen very often. 2020 has
09, you got Stafford and Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, exactly my point, right? Doesn't happen very often. We collect, like, a lot of these guys now are invested in like they're the next guy, but so often 99% of them aren't going to work out. Tua, Herbert, Burrow, Love, Eason, Hurts, those are all in the same class. Those guys aren't all getting to the Hall of Fame. They're all not going to be good. So 15 years from now, there's a good chance all of those guys, maybe 1 or 2 of those guys are still, maybe Burrow and Herbert are still good. Maybe it's Tua and Burrow, whatever. But I think that stuff plays out long-term, that like 15 years from now, Jordan Love's silver won't outsell Calvin Johnson's. It does now because Jordan Love hasn't done anything. People want to prospect and stuff like that. Doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just those are long-term plays. Like Calvin Johnson will be the same now, I believe, as it will in 15 years. Like I don't think the value is going to fluctuate a whole lot. I definitely don't think it's going to go down a lot. But Jordan Love stuff's going to be real volatile. I think the Hall of Famers, the guys like Calvin, Peterson, Larry Fitzgerald, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll flip stuff like this. I got an Obi Toppin rookie. You flip Obi Toppin and you put it into more safe things like Calvin and Peterson and those guys, and take some of your money and put it into more sure long-term plays.
Agree.
Yeah, I mean the long-term versus short-term. I believe that the wide receivers will have their day, and I think this recent swell in the hobby on vintage low pop stuff is going to keep progressing. And I think that, like, if you want to talk about cycles or whatever, each cycle that happens, I think Calvin is more valuable, AP is more valuable, Fitz is more valuable, and Jordan Love is less unless something happens. There's such a premium on short-term potential in the hobby over long-term, like, goated. And I think that if you can stay on the long-term goated side, you'll come out.
Yeah, it also comes down to me in my eyes. Like, one, the production levels were at least half in 07 or 04 compared to where they are now. So there's a lot more cards of these guys. And also, which one has more collectors? Which one has more long-term collectors? Jordan Love or Calvin Johnson? A lot of these cards are sold and bought to other dealers, other investors. They're not actual end users, the end collector, right? And guys like Peterson and Calvin and Larry Fitzgerald have end consumers, guys that collect those cards because they enjoyed collecting them and watching them and those things. Jordan Love's never done that. I think the Jordan Love stuff is like a hot potato game. It's, hey, I'm going to buy it, sell it to this guy, and this guy thinks he's going to get more for it. I think there's completely different games.
It's definitely a hot potato game, but like it's pretty difficult to make a 5-year commitment on a Calvin Johnson refractor in your brain as someone who's buying and selling cards. You know what I mean? Like that's a pretty big shift in your mindset. So you need to adjust how you're thinking pretty dramatically to make that kind of a play. I just want to put that out there as well. Like it's definitely not as easy to buy it's not as easy to buy a Calvin Johnson refractor and feel good about it, as opposed to buying a Jordan Love that you feel good about, but you know you're going to get out of one way or the other probably in the next 6 months.
Yeah. I think the big thing is diversification.
Yes.
I think if you only have Jordan Loves and Tuas and Hurts, it's a lot. I mean, you'll see more wins and more losses, than if you do with guys like Calvin, Peterson, and Larry Fitzgerald. That's my thing, is diversification in this is key.
Yep, I agree.
Next one is from Adrian Square Gardens. It says the big three always vaguely talk about do your research without ever really explaining methods or ways to find solid potential investments. Would love to see them dive a bit deeper on the topic. My favorite podcast ever, by the way.
Legend. Okay. So I think that in order to do research, you have to start off with a hypothesis. You have to like have some sort of a thought in your brain.
Yeah, like an inkling of an idea.
Right. So Batman's coming out this weekend. Batman the movie's coming out this weekend. The Rotten Tomatoes score was like ridiculously high. Spider-Man, we're coming off pretty much Spider-Man, I think, set the records. It's either like number 1 or number 2 all-time grossing movie, and superhero movies are hot. Batman's hot. There's a hypothesis. Cool. Let me go to eBay. Batman, I'd start with something like Batman PSA or Batman Tops or Batman Panini, in a world where I have no idea what the collectability or cards are, who had the licenses, when, who has it now, when did it start, etc. I'd start to type those things in. I'd go to sales, see what's sold recently, see if there's momentum on certain things or not, and then probably cross it over with like inserts, certain things like you've seen PMG be hot or jambalaya or these random kind of inserts that they've also used the license across. And I just start looking at prices and then come to a hypothesis. Is this a good time? Probably not, because it's super hot. But will that then lead you to something else like the Joker or Catwoman is like a big character in the movie. It's also Women's History Month. Cool. Maybe there's another hypothesis. Are there far less action on Catwoman than Batman? Maybe that's an angle to draft off of. Boom. That's how I would. That's generally how I approach research.
Yeah, it's actually interesting because I think Tyler and I think about it in one way, and then I think Ryan thinks about it in another because he's in a completely different buying mode than us. So I would like to hear from him.
Yeah, so I think a lot of it comes down to like a lot of what Tyler said. I agree with a lot of like what I've ever done with like the do your research thing is like when I'm looking to buy something. Again, it comes with some sort of hypothesis, but oftentimes like I'm looking down the road at like what's coming. We talked about it before multiple times in the show, like the Magic Johnson Lakers documentary was coming out. Like, does that have an impact on Magic cards? F1 season 4 documentary starting relatively soon. Does that have an impact on F1 cards? There's, April 4th is March Madness NCAA tournament. Is there anything, Chad Holmgren going to be, I think that's his name. Is he going to be in the finals, right? He's got a Tops Now auto. The NFL draft is April 28th. Who's going to be a sleeper quarterback that might have a couple cards in Sage or Pro Power or Leaf All-American? One of those guys that might be a top 5, 10, 15, first round pick that might have some stuff to jump. You're going to look down the road even further, right? Stanley Cup and NBA playoffs are in June. Like, I'm looking for those things, right? Like, a lot of trends in cards happen on a weekly basis, right? Like Mahomes Prism 10s, like if they weren't being inflated, they're rising. All right. So that's going to raise Mahomes stuff and that will draw interest, but that's following, right? That's following the leader. Like if you can get ahead on these things and you can look down the road and say, okay, well, the Masters is coming up. Tiger going to play in the Masters? Because if Tiger plays in the Masters, Tiger stuff's going to go up. So there's if you just have to oftentimes what you can do is just search upcoming sports events or upcoming major sports events, and you'll see some of the big things. And UFC is coming up. Masvidal is going to fight in another UFC event. I think it's in Vegas in a couple.
This Saturday,
months.
right?
No, is it this Saturday?
I think they're fighting this Saturday.
I thought it was way down the road, but I could be way wrong.
No, it's this Saturday.
Is
Covington, Masvidal, yeah. It's gonna be dope.
Big fight.
Yep. So there again, if you would have known that was coming, so there's different stuff like that. So in terms of my research, that's typically what I'm looking for.
Oh.
All right. Last question. This is from Brennan Royston. He said, which card has Ryan sold the most copies of? Which affordable cards would you all recommend buying multiple copies of to sell for a profit? Which card have I sold the most of? So some of the cards that come to mind are some of the more iconic ones that are easily moved. The Mark Jackson Hoops card with the Mendez brothers on it. the 89 Griffey Upper Deck Star rookie, the Billy Ripken Air card from 89 Fleer. Those are probably the three of the cards that come to mind first in terms of like cards sold the most of. Which card would you buy multiple copies of to sell for a profit? Underproduced key rookie cards of all-time guys. So one that comes to mind is a base 2001 Upper Deck Tiger Woods rookie. Maybe a decent Connor McDavid rookie. Maybe some underappreciated LeBron rookies, like stuff like that. Typically, I'm not looking for like base or cheaper stuff. I would rather than buy multiple copies of a card, I would rather buy one better card.
I was going to say, it's not 2019 anymore.
Yeah, I would rather buy one better card and have that to make a profit. I think you'll have more luck than buying multiple things. But if I have to answer the question, that's what I would answer with.
Yeah, I think it's not 2020, 2019 anymore. You have to be a little bit smarter with your money. So I would recommend buying one or two of something a lot cheaper or something a little bit more expensive than a bunch of something cheaper.
Picked up this Chris Kreider patch auto of 50.
Love that.
Ty, you want to see something funny?
That's a nice auto.
I'm pretty excited about it.
So,
you picked up some Chris Kreider?
Was it this one?
Yeah.
I was watching it. Yeah. So I was searching limited logos the other day, and I was watching it. I was like, "Oh man, cool. Maybe I'll grab this. I'll maybe grab this for Ty." Dead serious. I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll grab this for Ty." Aww. It's a good thing I didn't bid on it because your max bid was way higher.
Yeah,
I would have bid your ass up to win it.
I was like, well, "I'm getting it."
Yeah.
I think it was a Friday night execution. My boy texted to me. I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna take that."
Yeah, it's a good thing I didn't bid.
You to me.
It's like it was meant to be. All right, so kind of hinted at it earlier. We talked about play of the week this week. It's going to be a lot of value box plays. You guys know we talk about that a lot on the show, so I'm looking forward to this. So let's see what we got this week. All right, this is from EZG Sports Cards. It says play of the week submission. I bought this Marvel Iron Man Reality Stones at a 49 for $50 at a local card show. Couldn't find any comps, and I thought the card was too cool to pass up, and the dealer made me a deal. I was going to keep the card for my PC, but ended up posting on eBay just to see what kind of offers I would get. Within a week, I got an offer for $150 and decided to take it and make a quick, easy $100 to move into more cards that I would rather have. Love the pod. Been listening for about a year now as I got back into the hobby. Shout out to him for listening, first and foremost. I'm not familiar with the set, but it's kind of a cool looking card. I mean, the Infinity Stones with Tony Stark on it out of 49, and it's a case hit. I mean, 149 doesn't seem too bad on this. $150 doesn't seem too bad on this.
Yeah, I would imagine they made a lot of these Avengers cards.
Really?
The reality sounds, for sure, bro. Avengers was gigantic, so they definitely made a lot of it, I would imagine. But out of 49 is always good. Case hit's always great. I think it's a great play.
Yeah, I agree.
I like to
quick
play.
$100 to quick $100 on nothing. Love it.
And we talk about it a lot, but I love the idea of being able to put something up, throw it up real high. Even if you don't want to sell it, just throw it up on eBay. Throw it up high. You're going to get a lot of eyeballs on it. You never know who wants it more than you do. Somebody might willing to pay the price that you think is ridiculous for it. So,
you know what I was going to think? I was thinking about that recently. One of the downsides or things to look out for when you post something, when you don't know the price of something, definitely it's worth it to go high. You have to make sure you have your edits, your offer settings, like just take that off entirely. Otherwise, you're getting like auto declines left and right because you might be offering something for $150, but the card's only worth like $40 in reality, and you're just not getting those offers because it automatically takes it off once it's half.
Now, if you paid $50 for it and you're like, hey, I would rather keep it in my PC than take a loss, then you might set the auto decline at $75 or $85.
Yeah, I just mean like check out the auto decline, keep it on
1,000%. Yeah, like don't list this card for $10,000 because you've never seen one, and then set auto decline at like $2,500 when it's like a $250 card.
Exactly.
Yep. All right, next one. All right, this is from NF Cards 12. It says, here's my submission for play of the week. A few months back, I was at a card show looking at some value boxes. I ended up going over to a table in the corner where a guy had a bunch of cards laid across with no price. I first noticed a Thomas Davis Select Zebra and asked him how much. He said $5. And then I saw a Tristan Wirfs playbook auto and a Marcus Mariota at a 99 Contenders Bold Ticket auto. I'm a big Mariota and believe he will get another chance. He said $20 and I counted at 15. He accepted. Mariota was also an Oregon legend, so I figured I couldn't go wrong there. I listed the Wirfs and sold a few days later for $18.95. The Mariota I just sold this week after getting a bunch of watchers. I took an offer for $90. So I paid $15 total and ended up, after fees, getting $95. So in total, about $80 profit. Plus, I still have the Thomas Davis Zebra.
Love it. This is a great play of the week. I love this play of the week. Like
Yeah.
this week.
I love the little 3-card combo.
Me too. Wants 20, takes 15. That $5 matters when you're talking about $90.
I know, I sure told Jay that one time when he bought a Mike White at 20. Could have got it for 15. Hate to see it.
I love it. I don't know about that. Like the Zebra, realistically, what are you looking at? Probably
$10-12.
Yeah, $10-12, which is great.
Yeah, but 5 into 10 a lot of times adds up.
Definitely.
Thomas Davis is one of those guys that doesn't have a million cards either. So there's probably somebody out there that collects Thomas Davis. It's like, hey, I'd spend $15 on this.
Sure.
If there's somebody buying Mike White at 20, there's definitely somebody buying Thomas Davis at 15.
You're not wrong. Next.
All right, so this is from That Card Guy 1 on Twitter. It says, Play of the Week submission. I decided to sell this Tom Brady rookie I found in a random box at the National in Chicago with a few other cards. I paid around $25 for this, and since it's not desirable rookie, I decided to take a profit and move on. Whoa. Brady Fleer Tradition Raw sold for $113.50.
Do you know what that card is, right?
Yeah, it's a 2000 Fleer Tradition Tom Brady dual rookie. It's got Christensen on it, the tight end. I think that's his name. Isn't that his name?
I have no idea.
I think that's who's on it. I'm almost positive.
Anytime you find a Brady in any form of
Value.
random box,
Yes.
Yeah. Snag.
probably
Can't go
just
wrong.
Scoop that up.
Yeah. Big fan. Also, like, hey, like, I'm not keeping this. I don't want this. I'll take my money.
Yeah.
$100 probably after fees or whatever. $95 after fees.
No, it's not Christian. It was Dave. I was right there. Chelsky.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Dave Chelsky?
No, Stachelski. Stachelski. Stachelski.
Your boy.
My guy.
A true patriot.
That's a lose poo is what that is.
Lose Poos.
It's not a rise guy.
No. Or a ties buys.
Definitely not a ties buys.
All right, what's next, Jay?
Although Brady's a ties buy.
All right, this is from Chris Sutton. I think this looks like a Facebook play.
Ooh, I like this.
He said, my submission for play of the week, but technically has been going on for over a month because I've been slowly listing things. I went to my LCS, one of which I've been to many times. The guy pulls out a box and says, I found this in the back while organizing and have been saving it for you. I open it and there are some soccer cards from 2015, a lot of MLS and some Premier League. I asked him how much for everything. He told me $200, and I saw a lot of numbered autos and some Conte rookie autos, so I figured it was worth it. Been slowly listing items on eBay since. I sold a Frank Lampard auto for $52, and then out of $75 for $102.50. Sold a James Milner patch auto for $50, and a Conte rookie auto for $250. I still have is that Nigola? That's Conte.
Yeah, Nigola.
Rookie auto at $99, a 2011 Beckham patch auto from his time with the Galaxy. What? And many other cards for $10 to $20. I can make my money back and make more in the future, but more importantly, got to PC some really nice cards from the guys I like for free. Has a Beckham auto, 2 Conte autos, 2 Lampard autos, and he paid $200 for the whole box, and there's other cards. What a... Wow.
He paid $200 for the whole box, and he sold one for $250.
Unreal.
It's a global game.
True. Card flipping, you mean. Global game.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
Good job, Chris.
Footy cards for life. You guys know where my vote's at. Topps Premier Gold was fire.
Is there another one? Yeah, there is. All right, this is from Slabs and Kicks 96. The next play I made during this F1 offseason. I'm in multiple F1 groups on Facebook, and during the current offseason, January, I sold the 2020 Tab Sapphire Pure Gasly out of 99 PSA 8 for $200. Due to limited supply, low pop counts, poor quality control of the product, and increasing demand, I thought it was a no-brainer. Now that the 2022 season is getting closer, I decided to post it on eBay, or decided to post it on multiple outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and eBay. And I asked for $400. Just this weekend, I found a buyer. I doubled my money in less than 2 months. Timing and patience is key.
I was gonna say 200 sounds so low for that card. For like,
Yeah.
Gasly, people love him. Kai, for the unfamiliar, Gasly's probably someone who is in like the middle towards the back end of the pack. Generally,
Young kid.
young kid, has a ton of fans, and then he's what Slab is saying here is right. Like the Aqua's at 99, PSA 8. PSA 8's like pretty much. I would consider it like one of the better grades you can get for F1. So, $200 for that's a really good deal. So great buy, great flip.
Nice play.
Yeah, those cards are hard to grade. Really hard.
Slabs and kicks.
All right, is that it, Jay? Yep. I'm going with the Mariota.
Wow.
Yep. I like the 3-4, take 5 off. I didn't realize Mariota still sold for that. I think Tristan Wirfs is one of those guys. Tristan Wirfs is one. Jedrick Wills is one for the Browns. There's a couple of linemen that are like high picks that don't have a ton of cards that actually have a following. Wirfs is one of them. Again, Jedrick Wills, the Browns offensive lineman or offensive tackle, is another. Quentin Nelson is one. Joe Thomas has always been one. Telling you there are people that collect their stuff, especially the unique stuff. So I like that. I like the buy a zebra retail SP for $5. There's definitely somebody looking for that. And Mariota, again, college legend, didn't do much in the pros, but guys like that sell. Tim Tebow, Johnny Manziel, Marcus Mariota. Their stuff.
Mariota's going to have an all-time backup career.
Yeah, I mean, Chad Henne did it for a long time.
I know.
He can come to the Jets. That'll be fine.
Now, you already have a good backup, I thought. I thought you liked Mike White.
Yeah, but I think you can
For
use
like
Mariota in different
9
ways.
quarters.
Sounds about right for the Jets.
Can you scroll through again for me? Or did you guys both pick this?
No, I picked that.
No, I picked
You picked that. You picked
I was
Footy.
picking the soccer deal.
And this is play of the week.
Yeah, I think the soccer is as well. You get the whole box for $200. You sell one card for $250. Like, it's an obvious.
He did the quick glance and get them moving.
Yeah, it's a good job.
Continuing excitement.
A lot of these are good plays. This is pretty good. I love the value box plays.
I love value box play of the week.
West Coast offense. That's what I'm doing in Dallas, baby.
4 yards
Coming
in.
in
4
hot.
yard ins all day long.
Coming in hot. What you got there? What you got there? What you got there?
I keep that same energy Saturday morning.
I will.
I can't wait. I'm so
Believe
excited.
that.
All right, Chris Sutton, you are the winner play of the week. Shout out to everybody who submitted plays this week. Can't thank you guys enough. All right, let's get into latest.
By the way,
Oh.
little behind the scenes. I can never read those ever. I'm always like leaning in super far. I just learned I can go full screen and I can see everything very clearly. So that just completely changed my life.
I read
Completely
them
changed my life.
without full screen. Sorry, Lou.
Okay, weird. Congratulations.
Weird flex, but okay.
Sick, man. You have good eyes.
I don't know why I'm so like feisty today. Just going at Jay, going at Lou, going at Ty. Man, I gotta be better.
Something's going on.
Sorry. I'll work on that. I'll work on me.
Such is life.
Series 1 hockey comes out today, 21-22. Then you've got
Series 1 hockey. So who is that Rangers guy in that? What's his name? Or he's not a rookie anymore.
He was a rookie last year. I have no idea who's in it, honestly. I haven't looked.
Got it.
But that's the only release this week that's relevant. Next week's got Contenders football and Origins basketball, but there's not a lot this week. So Series 1 hockey, pre-sale about 125 online. It looks like this maybe this dude for the. So the Series 1 headliners include Trevor Zegras, who plays for the Ducks, Cole Caulfield, Spencer Knight, and Tanner Janot.
Janu?
No, it's
Poos?
Jannot. Janot.
I was gonna say actually when I was at that show on Saturday, I was gonna get like a box just to open just for fun.
Yep.
And I didn't see anything that I was like super like down to buy.
The Rangers are good. I saw them play the Capitals on Thursday night. OV, classic, scores a goal. The Rangers are good. They have a real goalie.
They have a real shot.
real goalie. They have a real goalie, and they got some players.
Who's their goal? Is it is it Igor?
Yeah, Igor.
That's what it is.
Sturstingen or something.
Yeah.
He's nasty.
Because Lundqvist retired, right?
Yep. The king. They replaced him with a stud, and goalies matter in playoff hockey.
Oh, that's what.
So just
Shesterkin.
keep it in mind. Yeah.
Something to monitor.
Yeah, we have a New York team.
They have a shot though.
They got a shot. They got an outside shot. I mean, there's real good teams elsewhere too, but they'll probably make a deadline move.
You know who's really good that I've been watching?
Oh.
I've watched the Leafs like 4 times in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Did you watch them lose to the Blue Jackets in overtime?
I did not. I saw
Austin Matthews, baby.
He scored that game. He's good, man. He's quick. He's wild with it.
Some dude on Twitter was saying he was the best. They think he's the best player
in the league.
Yeah. We'll see about that.
He's really good. All right.
Cool.
Awesome episode.
It's been a pleasure.
Premier League Prism's coming soon.
And Trade Night.
Can I get a couple
March
of those
10th.
from you?
Yeah, should be able to.
Just want to be known that I never asked for anything from Ryan.
Fair.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. See you.